When was the first time that you had heard of the work of Dr. Kerri Moseley-Hobbs?
Mm. So Kira, she was that's a good question. Probably about 5 years ago, and the whole notion of bringing forward the history of the fractions um, immediately became something that I felt that I had to stand behind ardently, and not just that, try to get into helping to elevate that side, to share power with that side, and let them teach me, and enable them to teach others. But yeah, it was about 5 years ago.
If you had a question for a fraction about their lived experiences, what would you want to learn from them? Like, what do you think you could gain from a conversation with them?
Um, I guess there's something in me that wants to know how I could help to make it right. But at the same time, I guess right that's, I don't know if that's really the right terms. It's more, I guess, in a sense, where is the place of comfort between us? Where is the place where we meet and we see eye to eye? Can we imagine that place? How does that place look to you? Does that place exist? And if it does not exist for us, maybe does it exist for those that follow us? And if that's the case, then how does that happen? I want to hear that story. I don't just want to hear about the past and the harm, because I mean it's necessary. But I want to hear how we change, how we imagine. Maybe it's good that we are starting to imagine like places like Wakanda, you know? Because in a way, I mean that projects a myth of the past, in a different way. We have these other myths, but we have this this kind of new myth, which is, I think, kind of a good thing. It's a myth of empowerment for those who have not been empowered before. So if we imagine that, something like that, maybe how do we together imagine a future that can incorporate those kind of ideals that are revealed by that myth? And I know histories and myths are not necessarily, I'm hitting the microphone, I'm sorry, not necessarily, coincidental, but I've witnessed the destructiveness of the old myths of the South. But I don't think imagination in and of itself is destructive. I think that if you imagine an ideal form or a different path, then that can be the beginnings of setting that path down. I mean, you can't really take that path unless you can somehow see it. And maybe kind of the play world of the imagination is where that starts. I don't know. And I don't know if that really answers your question, but I mean, how do we see that place together? That would be my question.